Alcohol. That word means a whole lot to a whole lot of people the world over, whether that be for good or for bad. It's one of the most universally used substances in social situations. Let me tell you about how alcohol changed my life. I was never a kid who drank underage. I never smoked pot, and I only tried cigarettes a couple times when I was around 15 or so. Now, to be fair, this wasn't because I was all high and mighty about never drinking. It was because of a little thing called opportunity. You see, I was never a kid that got invited to parties in high school, so I was never in that type of environment to begin with. And while my mother did drink, I was terrified of getting caught stealing stuff from her liquor cabinet. So, to be frank, I would have definitely given in to peer pressure if I had that opportunity to drink. Now, fast forward to when I turned 21, which is the legal drinking age in the US. 21, can you do something? My first taste of the awesome feeling of being completely faced at my mom's 47th birthday party. My mom's boyfriend is a big drinker, and he will attempt to get everyone drunk at any party that he's at. So me, having just turned 21 at the beginning of that year, he wanted to get me blitzed. I was hesitant at first, but once I started getting buzzed, the shots and beers just kept flowing for me. And if you've been drunk, you know the feeling of just not giving a fuck. So I started talking to random people in a slurred tone that I just never met before, you know? Which was not like me in the slightest back then. That was the day where I learned that alcohol could be used for good, but not all is as it seems. Fast forward to being real good at social situations and just being out of the bar during karaoke. I awoke one morning with the usual hangover symptoms like a dry mouth, a headache, stuff like that. But then I randomly felt a pain in my chest and my heart skipped a beat. This freaked me the fuck out. I didn't know what the hell was happening, which just kind of exacerbated the heart palpitations. I eventually did calm down, but for the next year or so, I had random heart palpitations even when I wasn't in a panicked mood. But I was always too stubborn to like go to the doctor like a normal person. But then it clicked in my head that not only was I drinking too much, but also my diet was garbage. That was the epiphany, which made me start looking at more of the foods I ate, not eating as much calories, and slowly just phasing like the getting completely faced out of my life. Still drinking, but way less. After about a year of that, not only were my heart palpitations stopping pretty much, but I had lost about 70 pounds. Ever since that moment, I've continued to monitor what things do to my body. I try to have a moderate diet and also drink moderately. Sometimes I'll get blackout, but it's like very rare, and like the next day it doesn't affect me as much because I know which foods can help with stuff like that. Not to be completely undermined, but I also researched a lot of nutrients that you need to keep like proper functions of especially your heart. And I started eating more foods with that, like potassium, anything with like electrolytes. I made sure I was properly hydrated, everything like that. And I still obviously eat some garbage nowadays, but I haven't had problems since then. And if I feel like I haven't gotten enough of a certain nutrient, I will always go and take a supplement. Now, everyone is different when it comes to alcohol affecting their bodies. So don't take this as exact advice, but just as a guideline and what are the pros and cons of drinking alcohol in social situations. First up is the cons of using alcohol in general. The first one is while your loss of impulse control can be helpful in striking up conversations or singing in front of people, it can also get you into trouble. You may say things that you regret either online or in person to someone. For example, posting stupid pictures that you'd normally be embarrassed of, then waking up, seeing the post, and instantly regretting it. You may also lose friends or get into fights without thinking of the consequences the next day. If you take it too far with the drinking, you might not remember what happened, so that joy you felt while intoxicated will be gone by the next day. You may be social in that moment, but you may never actually remember what you and others talked about or did, so you just feel like your normal anxious self the next day. The next con is the various health risks that come with drinking literal poison, especially in excess. The alcohol we drink is in the form of ethanol, which is toxic to the human body. Complications may include damage to the brain, heart, liver, and lungs. You know, just some of the essential things. Now, just remember, I'm not a doctor, so this is not medical advice, just personal observations and research. You can become addicted to the feeling of being either buzzed or drunk, So you start drinking in non-social situations to feel happy again, leading to a snowball effect that may turn you into an alcoholic. You can still be an alcoholic while not drinking at home. It's just the fact that you need it to be happy while all alone can be a major problem. And now here are the pros of drinking alcohol. It inhibits parts of the brain that control impulse, so you are more willing to talk to people, potentially making new friends that you may not have otherwise talked to. This is mostly for people with social anxiety, since naturally charismatic people will usually not have a problem in this area. As well as talking to new people, you may also try new things that you may never have done before, like karaoke, which can also increase your charisma and likability. It really seems to form tighter bonds with already existing friends whom drink together. Drinking is a truly social activity that can make friendships grow even more. And as you can see, the only real benefits of using alcohol are social ones. So what would I personally recommend you do? Well, if you need that little bit of alcohol to get that little bit of courage, go for it. But if it comes to a point that you need it to be happy, then I would either cut back or stop drinking completely. So all in all, it's not my place to tell you whether or not to get lit every night. Let's get fucking litty. Since some people may never feel the effects of it, and it may aid in your social life. But these are just my personal experiences with it. And I definitely needed to cut back at that point. Nowadays, I've gained enough confidence to talk to strangers and sing in front of people without the use of alcohol. It just enhances the experience because, I mean, you don't want to be the only sober person in a room full of drunk people. It's annoying. I can tell you that. I don't drink nearly as much as I used to, but there are some nights where I do go overboard. I'm not gonna lie. But for the way that I have been living my life, I've actually found a balance where I don't worry about that stuff anymore. That's it for the video, guys. If you found my channel through this video, what I do here is realistic self-improvement type videos. I never and will never talk about a subject that I personally have not gone through or improved upon myself. So rest assured that I have the experience to possibly help you. And if you liked what you watched today, consider liking the video so that it gets out to more people like you. And I'd love if you subscribed to my channel for future self-improvement videos. Also, let me know down in the comment section below your personal experiences with alcohol use in social situations. It doesn't even have to be social situations. It could just be like the drinking at home kind of thing that I talked about. And don't forget, if any of the advice that I gave to you in this video helped you in the future, remember to come back to this video and let me know in the comments. And I will see you guys next time.